to do you a favor. I'm going to simplify your body to the point where you won't be so anxious and wondering, how does all this stuff work? How does this reset your body thing work? How are we turning back the hands of time and getting younger as you age? I'm going to simplify this whole thing because we've overcomplicated the hell out of it. I'm going to make sure you don't need to know what special food to eat to make your heart better. You don't need to know what special mineral or diet you need to be on to clear up your skin or to make your hair start growing back or help your knees. I'm going to break this whole thing down. Let's take a look at the human body. If you really boil it down, we're just a bunch of organs in a skin bag, right? We got a bunch of, we got a heart, we got lungs, we got stomach, we got liver, and it's all wrapped up in this biggest organ called skin. So yeah, as sexy as you think you are, you're a bag of organs. So, but let's break it down even more. What are these organs made of? Well, they're made up of tissue, right? So you got some tissue, you have some muscle, you have some tendons, you have some ligaments. All those things go together, and that's what makes an organ. But let's take it all the way down to the bare root. What are these organs and tendons and all these things made of? Well, if you really boil it all the way down, we're just a bunch of cells, right? Remember back in biology class, we talked about the cell, and you had the mitochondria, and you had the nucleus, and you had the riboflavins. And a cell is a very, very, very simple organism. Its job is to do one thing and one thing only. And once it's done with that thing, it just does it over and over and over. So a liver cell, all it knows how to do is be a liver. Heart cells, they just know how to do heart stuff. So that's what a cell does. And I'll tell you this. Our body is 100 trillion cells strong. 100 trillion with a T. That's a huge number, but all we are is a bunch of little bitty cells over and over and over and over. So if we can figure out a way to do something good for a cell, extrapolate that up, that makes all the other cells better. So what benefits a cell benefits your entire body. Super simple concept. What benefits a single cell would benefit the other 100 trillion cells, right? So what benefits a cell? They've done a lot of studies over the years, and cells need three things for them to have maximum longevity. Cells need a steady supply of oxygen. Secondly, they need a steady supply of water. And last thing cells need is a way for them to remove debris. Remove their rubbish, right? Because you don't have to have bad things happen to have rubbish. In the act of cells metabolizing or doing their thing, they make waste. So as long as we can find a way to remove that waste from the cell, those three things is all you need to make a cell last its full potential. They did a study back in the 1920s, Dr. Oswald. Dr. Oswald took a bunch of chicken cells. The average chicken, here's a little bit of trivia, use this at a party next time. The average chicken lives 10 years long. 10 years, that's an old chicken. A guy said, what happens to the old chickens? They probably send those to McDonald's. Don't worry about that. So average chicken lives 10 years. But they took chicken cells, put them in a petri dish, and they kept the water supply, kept the oxygen supply going in there. How do you know oxygen is important for you? How long can you hold your breath for? That's how important oxygen is. So they put oxygen in, they kept the cells hydrated, and then they kept a nice flow of fresh water. How do we know more water is important? How long can you live without water? Right? So they put the water in there and they found a way to remove waste. So they kept these chicken cells alive. 10-year-old chicken, they kept the chicken cells alive for guess how long? 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years? I'll tell you how long. 30 years they kept these chicken cells alive by giving them oxygen, replacing the water, and removing the waste. 30-year chicken cell, 10-year chicken. Why didn't the chicken make it 30 years? It's not under optimal conditions. So chicken cells live a lot longer than the chicken. Human beings, we live a lot longer, our cells can, than us in this non-optimal environment. I'm under the belief that you can live probably 150 years if your body is in the optimal conditions. Why don't we live that long? Well, we're not getting a proper amount of oxygen, we're not getting the proper amount of fresh water, and we're not removing enough of waste from our cells. So that's what this whole reset thing is all about. It's a way to get a ton more oxygen into your cells. It's a way to get a ton more fresh water into your cells. It's a way to constantly remove waste from your body so that you don't have to figure out how do I make my heart better. Your heart cells get healthier and they make a better heart. You don't have to worry about how my knee's going to get better. All those cells that are involved in all those things, they get healthier and they get better. That's why it's magical. That's why people's hair grows back. That's why they're able to have more energy. That's why their skin clears up. That's why their eyesight gets better. Maybe your weak spot is in your brain. So when your toxins go somewhere in your body, they end up in your brain, and you're the guy with Alzheimer's, not because you did something wrong, but because that's where the cells in your body start to accumulate the bad stuff. That's how it's magical. That's how it works so well. And that's why when you reset your body, all these little things we do, all these challenges, all these cleanses, their job is strictly to clean you out all the way down at the 100 trillion cell level, and you just let that happen over and over and over. So now you kind of get it. That's why all this works. This is what we need to believe about how these things work. And by the way, remember that whole thing about how eating fast food and sweets is helping you lose weight and grow younger? That's something you want to believe, isn't it? But you know that's not true. That's not true at all. Sorry, I got you. But I hope I got your wheels turning a little bit on some different ways that you can start taking some action now. So if you really believe that this is something you can commit to, that you can start to maybe take on one of the health reset challenges, start simple. Start with the water challenge. Just see what it feels like. If this is something you really think you believe that you can change about yourself, just tell yourself right now, I commit to a challenge. I commit to one of these challenges just so I can see if Terry's full of polluti. First thing I want you to do, go to my blog. I want you to print off the Health Reset Challenges tracking sheet. Print that puppy off, start filling in the dates on when you're going to start your water challenge, when you're going to do your 21 salad challenge, when you're going to do your no bread week challenge. Just fill those dates in. Start doing your measurements so you can see what your body currently is. And then click down below and you can join my Facebook cleanse support page. There's hundreds of people on that page all the time cleansing actively, and you can all interact with one another. Hey, I'm having a great day. Oh, this sucks. I'm dying. I'm dead. Whatever. Everyone interact. I can keep track of you. I can give feedback to you guys. You can tell me what's going on, and we don't have to ever do this alone. You are not in this alone. There have been hundreds of people just like you that made that same commitment, started with one challenge, and now they have a whole new life ahead of them. Why not you?